For those of you who perhaps were getting a little tired of deductive logic, you can take a sigh of relief because we are done with formal deduction. We are going to move back to have one last week on inductive logic. Previously, this module had been part of the module that went with the informal logical fallacies, so it would have been go back for a few weeks to inductive logic because informal fallacies are a type of inductive logic. But for this, it's just going to be one last unit on induction. It's only a week, and so it's kind of a nice right before finals to sort of take a sigh of relief and do something different. Most people will not find this as difficult, and even those who enjoyed the other will probably not find this very, I don't want to say easy, but I would say they will find it less difficult. Now, as far as this unit goes, you can read the textbook if you wish, but I would sort of direct you towards the lessons that are available online. That should be sufficient for you to do well. Those lessons were actually put together by the previous instructor, Marty Morris, who died last year, and he did an excellent job, and so I decided I would keep those, and I think that those serve themselves as a complete textbook, and so you won't need to look at the textbook. As far as this unit goes, just a few quick notes. This unit should be in some ways kind of a review unit because we have discussed inductive logic before. We talked about all the different types, like arguments based upon signs, predictions, arguments from qualified authority, things of that nature as inductive argument types. And this is just sort of a further exploration of that. So we have kind of gone into some detail on that, and this is going to go further. Now, as far as inductive logic goes, logicians typically love deductive logic, and the reason they love deductive logic is because it is cut and dry. The conclusion follows necessarily, end of story, no more discussion. If they can put together the form and evaluate it very mathematically, they have a conclusion. Inductive logic, on the other hand, isn't quite that clear and dry. If you have a really good argument and you assess it that way, you just have a probably true argument. And so, from a perspective of trying to prove a point, that's not necessarily as good or as strong as the other way. But the other side of the coin is most of us live in an inductive world. We don't know things with certainty, and we have to make predictions. And so most of us have an intuition or a gut feeling, and a lot of us have honed our inductive skills just via life. And so I would say that in some ways that makes this a lot easier for a lot of people because, you already just have a gut feeling. Now, as far as it goes, this chapter will create some methods and some theories about how to assess and go through that inductive process. And that's positive because it helps to kind of help us think about how our own thinking processes work in these. It also is negative in that, perhaps some of us, we already feel like, it's like explaining a joke. I mean, I already know how the joke works. You kill it in the process. So, that's got its positives and negatives, but that's what we'll be doing. So I hope you enjoy this unit. I hope you kind of follow along. I think that, there will be a few lessons that definitely we'll see within your own inductive and your own reasoning. You'll see things that relate very clearly to your own experiences. As always, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you.